Welcome back to Pokemon Heart and Soul and our Hardcore Nuzlocke. If you're new here, Hardcore Nuzlocke, what is that? One Pokemon per area. Pokemon faints, it's dead. You don't get your free switches. You have to play on set mode. That's the real short version. We're playing with hard level caps that are a feature of this game, so we can't level up past the lowest level of the next gym leader fight. In addition, we're also playing with rules where we can't use setup moves, encore, or substitute because they're just a little bit unfair. This is not an overly difficult ROM hack, so a few extra rules seems good and all. We are playing essentially blind and not doing calcs. What I mean by essentially blind is this is attempt 4. So we have made it all the way up into the Elite Four previously, up until the 4th member. So we already know what those fights look like. So I can refer back to the documentation to remind myself of the fights I've already fought, but I don't peek ahead at the fights we've never fought. We are going into Price next, and then Jasmine is 7th gym leader, because they do scale. It makes more sense to do Price before Jasmine because he's one level lower with the scaling. We got 5 encounters before the next gym, so let's introduce those. We have not Crobat. We have Wooper coming from Cliff Cave. This is coming off of what is it? Cianwood? This is the route where you go towards the Safari Zone in Johto. We did not go for the guaranteed Wooper encounter in the surf area. We went for the actual cave encounter trying to get an Onyx, but we got the Wooper anyway, which is not shocking. It was the most common encounter we had left available to us. We got Water Absorb, which is perfectly fine. Probably, I don't actually know. I think his other ability might be Damp, in which case Water Absorb usually better. We got a decent nature with Sassy. He's really slow anyways, so having extra defensive bulk at the expense of speed isn't bad. Oops. And then if we look at his IVs, 29 Spadef with plus Spadef and 30 HP makes him a very bulky little axolotl. However, his attack, special attack, and defense are completely awful. So yeah, this is a little bit of a box warmer overall, I think. We have so many water types, like, I don't know if we ever need this guy. Next encounter we got was Route 48, right before Safari Zone. We got an Intimidate Calm Tauros, minus attack plus special defense, with pretty damn good IVs. Max special defense Tauros. We're below average on HP and defense, but very, very high attack and special defense. This seems fine. I just don't know how much use we get out of a Tauros at this stage. But I'm certainly interested to have it on the squad. It's our second normal type Intimidator too, which is kind of funny. We could probably find use for this somewhere, I would think. After that, we did Safari Zone Gate, and this is a Headbutt Tree. The only encounter available in that area is a Headbutt Tree. So this was between Spinarak and Execute. Spinarak is the rare encounter, and the one we didn't want to see. But this does guarantee us an Execute eventually somewhere. So we were almost assuredly always going to end up with a Spinarak and an Execute. And getting this first doesn't really matter because we don't have the Leaf Stone for the Execute till we get to Kano anyway. So like, who cares which one comes first? He's also completely awful. So if I'm going to get a Pokemon with awful IVs, I'd rather it be this Spinarak that we're literally never going to use. The very definition of a box warmer. He's going to go sit next to Ledian in the junk box and never be touched again. After that, we went to the Safari Zone proper. I tried to get the Murkrow. The Murkrow is the encounter I was hoping for, but the Mr. Mime is the encounter we got. But, you know, I didn't think about it till after we caught him. He is a fairy type in this game, so that is actually pretty okay. Soundproof filter would probably be better. I think that's his other ability at least. Soundproof probably has some utility. I just don't know off the top of my head what it is. Minus defense plus special defense leans into his stat spread, making him much more of a special defensive wall than he already was, at the expense of, you know, folding like tissue paper to a physical move. The IV spread is pretty bad. 3 average stats, 2 weak. HP is the high stat. But, I mean, he is a unique typing. Like, there's probably a use for this guy. His moveset does need cleaning up. It's pretty bad. But we have the ATM. We could do some stuff with that. And finally, Rocket Hideout. This is the last encounter before we do Price. This is, of course, in the same town as him. This encounter table is Geodude, Coughing, Voltorb, 3 self-destruct mons. We already had Geodude. So it's between Coughing and Voltorb. We could probably guarantee the Voltorb by doing... by catching one of the electrodes that we do in the basement with Lance. but I thought it'd be funner to roll and see what we get. I didn't really have a strong preference between Voltorb and Coughing anyway. And so we got the Coughing. Levitate, Serious Nature, and some pretty stacked IVs. The special attack being low kind of sucks because this does have like Sludge Bomb and stuff, but I mean, it's a defensively solid Coughing, which is really what you want in a Wheezing, right? A bit of a wall. So yeah, that's what we got. Now it's time for us to face Price. This shouldn't be too bad. We have a pretty good team for this, I think. He leads Cloyster, we lead T-Bolt, Magnet, Starmie to make sure we outspeed this and it doesn't set up any traps. Cloyster's awful special defense. Always dies to a special attacker. And the reason it's Starmie is this is our fastest Lightning Bolt, or Thunderbolt. This always brings in Sneasel then. Sneasel's designated counter is Toadpool. Walls the entire moveset of Sneasel and is a fighting type, so Brick Break destroys this. Take the feint attack for like nothing, click the Brick Break, and it counters the Reflect, also incredibly huge. This brings in Jinx and Psychic. We go to Gauss on the Psychic to resist. That's a lot of damage, more than I like. This is, we're dead to crit, but I have to go for this. Okay, that clicks Rain Dance. I do not kill. It might try to sleep me. Yes! Chesto Berry, bitch, let's go! Okay, huge. Okay, Piloswine in Rain Up. This is Gyarados to dodge the Earthquake. And to intimidate this. This is going to want to Blizzard us probably for 1x Blizzard. I have no recourse against that. We just have to beat it with Surf before it beats us with Blizzard. But we should be faster. This is probably a 2-shot, if not a 1-shot. We have a Mystic Water just to try to boost this damage. It gets the kill anyway. Okay, that was honestly the Jinx turned out to be the biggest threat actually in hindsight. But in foresight, the Piloswine was the thing I was actually most concerned about. Dugong to Lantern. This should counter everything in his moveset. We have Thunderbolt. He will probably go to sleep or just die, I guess. That's fine. He can just die. I'm not going to complain about that one. Jasmine fight. I meant to show off the team, but I clicked on her too soon on accident. So I'll demo the team here real quick. We're leading with Barak. In the back, we have Alamo, Spike, Fuji, 99.9, and Cancri out of all guys, because I wanted to bring Intimidate Shell Armor options with water types to fight the Steelix she has in the back. I want to set up Spikes here to break any Sturdymon she might have. And then we're going to Ice Beam this. Part of the logic of bringing Fortress is he's a Rapid Spinner. So if this thing sets spikes up, we could clear it, but it doesn't look like it wants to do it. Okay. I believe? Shouldn't have believed. Never believe. Oh yeah, I was double swaggered. I was +4 attack there. I should never have stayed in on the second swagger. There was like a lot of damage potential that could have came in there. I mean, we couldn't be crit, so like it was actually safe, but I should never have risked it. This wants to Drill Pack over Steel Wing. Right, 80 versus 75 base. Who's the best bet here? This is already not going the way I wanted it to. I need somebody fast enough to kill this who also doesn't need all their HP for like other fights, right? I think probably the best bet is to go Gyarados, because at least then I intimidate this and reduce the damage incoming. Okay, now it goes Steelix. I didn't expect... Really? Steelix here? Why Steelix here? Rock Slide? I don't love this. Do I just go for this? I can take a Rock Slide, right? I could go... We could switch to Kingler once and then back to Intimidate this. $20 damage. Now, I think this is going to be Earthquake, right? Because of the resistance profile? Or the non-resistance profile? Yeah. Okay, so now I can probably do this. Misses the Rock Slide. Oh yeah, this is like super free. At some point I do need to like try to kill this though. -3, let's go for the kill here. Okay, sick. Magnezone, electric move, we go to Spike. We just hit dig because this is now, if it's sturdy, it's not anymore. Now we have Corsola. And then we have a Scizor in the back. So I could just try to kill this Corsola. It does have Surf, so I don't love that. I don't think I want to risk it. Spike knockoff on Scizors might be worth it. Because it is Focus Band, which is obnoxious. I could try to chip this. Let's go Alamo, which was the plan. That's right, because of the rain. Right. I could have probably foreseen that. Fuck. It's a good thing I switched. That was way more damage than I was expecting to come in from a Corsola. 50 Spadaf. 79. Still has a Citrus. Still has a Citrus. I don't really want this to, like, Ancient Power, necessarily. I think we're going to go to Cancri. If Cancri dies, I actually don't care that much. Not a particularly great Kingler. $50 to $14. What was that? Okay, 50 to 14. So 36? I mean, ostensibly, I'm still alive. I definitely died to probably some values here. I could Mud Shot this? Shit! It's funny because Jasmine killed Pokemon last time because we fought her at a really inopportune level, and now she's doing it just because. Just because. What a Mud Shot. Okay, we are faster. It goes Ancient Power. Random move. I think Rain is still up. I could sack. Okay, here's one consideration. Actually, Like, I can probably kill this with Fuji. And then I'm clear to, like, swing at the, incoming Sizor cleanly without giving it time to set up. I could even go Spike and kill this, and then Spike can knock off the Sizor. If I knock off so that he doesn't set up, and then he Swords Dances, and then I switch to Fuji. Fuji definitely survives a hit and then kills guaranteed. The safest play might actually be to Sat Kingler, because then I'm not risking anybody more important, and then I can bring in Spike. Kill this with Spike. Knock off, and then have just enough time to, I think, safely bring in the Typhlosion and kill the Sizor. With no focus band shenanigans. Oh yeah, I am faster. I guess I could have went for a physical move to try to kill this, but, like, whatever. I suppose Ancient Power could have also procced, which would have been problematic. Alright, we just dig. Oh, it recovers, but that's probably fine. We'll kill us eventually. Yeah. Okay. This comes in, we knock off Focus Band. It goes fast. This shouldn't matter. It might be faster than me now, but I should just kill this. Yeah, because, like, it doesn't have any good moves. So we easily take it. The logic was right there. Knock off the Focus Band. Worst case scenario, it has to, like, Agility Swords Dance and attack, like, twice to kill me, which it can't do because it dies guaranteed in one hit after, well, one more hit after knockoff kills the Focus Band. I think I'm 100% okay sacking Kingler there to guarantee that we don't get RNG hacks on the Sizor. Kingler's super disposable. Let's look at this Kingler real quick. Maybe I'm thinking of a different Kingler. It's possible, but I'm pretty sure he was Big Dookie. Yeah, 3 defense is lackluster. Minus attack is lackluster, and it's a Kingler in this game, which is lackluster. Not as bad as I was thinking, though. I was thinking this was more cursed than this. 21 attack, 20 HP, like... But I still think it's more disposable than... Oh, the Cloister is the one that's really shit. 761, but whatever. I think the Kingler is still very disposable there. I would rather have the Ice type for the upcoming Dragon Gym and, like, potentially the Elite Four, but probably not, than have the Kingler that is just a Water type, so... And we have Water types up the ass. They're a dime a dozen in pretty much every Pokemon game once you make it deep enough, except for, like, Gen 5, so... Alright, death number 3, but 7 badges in the bag. And we find ourselves fighting the Rockets in Goldenrod City, where the Goldenrod curse strikes again. Yeah, this guy's got some shit, though. I expect this guy to have this many Pokemon. Why does that always happen? Why does Gengar always die in the split to me doing something stupid like that? I was not even expecting a confusion here. I just was like, Ghost beats Psychic, dead, kill. That's so fucking funny. How has it happened again? Oh my god. Now that I don't have Gengar, my new lead is this Magcargo that we picked up that I put in the junk box. He's actually kind of perfectly positioned to deal with an Exploding Fortress, because he's a rock type to resist explosion. He's a fire type to counter Fortress. And if he dies, I really don't give a shit. So it's perfect. Let's speed it up and get him in here. So I'm not going to kill him deliberately. So let's try and play around the explosion. We'll set a yawn. Then we'll go for the flamethrower. This will hit his sturdy. And then he goes to sleep. And we can kill him without him wanting to explode. I think that's the best way to do that. I guess if I wasn't paying attention to if I was faster or not. If I'm faster, yawn doesn't matter. Yawn only matters if I'm slower, and I just assumed that a slug would be the slowest thing around. Wait, who did he send in? Fuck. I remember. Oh, he's at the Cloister, right? So the Cloister is best countered by Flashbang, who is not scared of water moves. There we go. You're toast. And we get a Pupitar. Pupitar is going to do Bite, Thrash, Screech, or Rock Slide. Let's go Toadpool. My boy Toadpool. He gets Screeched, but Surf kills you. And Magcargo comes in. This probably is also just dead. Screech doesn't really matter because Rock Slide's resisted by a fighting type. And he's cooked. Beautiful. Alright, the rival fight. We'll include this since it is technically the first time we fought this version of this team. I'm assuming it's not going to be a problem. But, you know, we'll see. We're just going Surf right away on his Pupitar lead. We can assume that's a lead. That doesn't seem to change based on the variants of the teams we've seen. Okay, Victory Bell, this is new. We haven't seen this. But it was pretty logical that he'd have a grass type. I did forget to move my Charcoal off of Magcargo, so apparently I have Naked Fuji here, but I'm sure he kills, so it doesn't matter. For Ralligator, yeah, I want Flash on this. Okay, Slash hurts a little bit, but, like, it's fine. Houndoom, I could just stay in. I think I'm safe. Poliwrath was my dedicated Houndoom counter, but I didn't think I needed to switch. That's annoying. Okay, but he dies. Alright, easy rival fight. Next fight is Proton. We got probably a good coverage team for this. We're once again actually bringing out Magcargo as another explosion resistance that we can let die and not really, like, feel bad. He survives that. I really do hate that. I have a few turns. Okay, great. I brought the Starmie specifically because I wanted to kill the Muck before it set up. I really didn't expect it to not pull it off, but I didn't have a Psychic boosting item, a Twisted Spoon to give this either to, like, help that, so I'm not entirely shocked he survived, just disappointed. Nidoqueen, so this is Thunder Punch, that's why this is coming in here. So Thunder Punch expected, Dig underground, kill with Dig, nope, kill with Dig, yep. Okay, Nidoqueen cooked. Nidoking, Ice Punch. It would definitely kill me. This is fought by Slowbro, which I was thinking I didn't give this a damage boosting item, but I could have because Surf is better than Psychic here. And so I should be doing Surf. It doesn't matter because he kills it anyway. All right, Wheezing. This is the thing I'm worried about exploding. So now this is another job for Magcargo. I'm going to yawn. Okay, he explodes. He's not explosioning, he's self-destructing, so... I didn't see if that was the crit. I think it... No, that probably was the it's not very effective message that showed up there, right? Because he's rock? That must be it. Alright, Magcargo's doing work. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Which is take the self-destructs so that the people I, want to live don't take them. There's a random move on Rhydon. I want to bring in Toadpool, but I want to bring Toadpool in on rocks. So we're going to go Gyarados, because I don't believe I die to a rock slide. I'm going to believe Gyarados can take a rock slide. Like a crit rock slide. Also, 2 out of 3 of the moves there are completely free for Gyarados. Alright, so now he's doing rocks. And that's what I want to bring Toadpool in on for the fighting resist. Because I don't want to come in on the Earthquake. Just to play it safe, This should kill, I figured we'd outspeed. So I figured also this was more work than it needed to be. But, Gengar just died, so I kind of wanted, play it safe. And not have other unnecessary deaths in this section of the game. Alright, Ariana shouldn't be too bad. Another 5-mon team. They lead Arbok. We get intimidated. We're going to go for the Dig. It's going to take 2 of these, but we have the Cherry Berry to dodge the Glare, so the Arbok ends up being completely free. Gyarados comes and intimidates me. We're going to the Magna Zone. We can take the Surf and Strength. It could be better. We're not dead. So we're fine. We were dead to crit, actually. The first one did like 30, the second one did like 40. So we were going to take about 80 from a crit there, not 60. So we were technically dead to crit, which probably means Lantern was the better bring over Magnezone for better bulk. But I figured slightly higher defensive bulk over higher broad bulk in the term of Lantern made me bring Magnezone. Just turns out that that's not actually optimal. This I brought Hera for. Hera is one of the faster fighting types we have, so it seemed okay. It's still outspeed by Persian, which I kind of expected it to be, honestly, but still seemed like a thing to bring. Okay, so she's on the Murkrow. This is Pursuit, Toxic, Feint Attack, and Fly. This wants to fly me. I can go to Gera, or I could just go straight to Hex. Let's look at Gera for a second. Oh, Gera's great because we have Protect here. Yeah. Boom. Protect the Fly. Okay, so now he wants to maybe click Toxic. We go to our Hexon counter, which has Thunderbolt, and we murder his ass. Cool. Without getting Toxicked. And now we have the Vileplume. Fuji just kills this. Okay. So this is Sleep Powder Stun Spore. I put a Chesto to dodge the sleep, and I pay the price by getting paralyzed. Shit. This is Sludge Giga. We can go Hexon. We don't have Sludge Bomb, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to stay in. Okay, now we got to switch. Spike? I think Spike can finish this. Perfect. Okay, not bad. Alright. Archer, the last part of the rocket gauntlet. Well, not really gauntlet. The last part of the rocket stretch section. We're leading Hitmonlee to fake this out and then hopefully kill it. Hitmonlee does have some good special defense, so if we don't kill it, we can probably do some stuff. Burn is like the worst case scenario. Haha! Shit. Okay. Well, that's not great. Speed 78. I could try bringing in the Starmie, but that could really, really backfire. I could sack, but I kind of don't wanna. Hitmonlee's not like hugely important at this point. We've got 4 good fighting types. Dude, why did it have to be the burn? We had the kill. It's just the burn. Yeah, because this has Zap Cannon, so we can't risk the 50-50 on Starmie. I mean, maybe it never clicks Zap Cannon because it's conditional. I could go Lantern. But then I have to do something different on the Gyarados, which is not great. Capri? 85 versus 78 speed. I need to know what a Porygon Z's speed stat is. Its base speed. It's too close, and the chance that it's Flamethrower, it just doesn't work. I can't bring in Capri. I don't really need Winston. I don't really want to throw away... He's only 60 Spadef. Winston feels bad here, too. The thing with Stallone is he's Fake Out, so he can do some other stuff. Technically. Like I could bring him back in to like snipe a kill in a pinch. The thing is, I mean, we're burnt, right? So Fake Out's not going to do that much. I would really like to do this Deathless. On principle, you know? But I definitely risk losing more by switching. Multiple fighting types. I feel like the AI would never click Zap Cannon. In which case I could go Rigel. Is this a really good Starmie? Yes. Holy shit. I forgot about how cracked our Starmie was. Wait, that's crazy. Okay, we're never risking the Starmie. That's not worth risking. This took about half damage on 97 Spadef. There's no way I can go Grand Bull here. And if I go to, like, Heracross, I just risk dying in 2 shots if I'm not faster, and I can't guarantee that I would be. Starmie definitely just kills this. But I'd have to sack Hitmon. 29 attack, 23 defense, but, like, 1 Spadef, 6 HP, 2 speed is real rough. The Hera is really nice. I think we sack Hitmonlee. I can't see another good play. So it's possible with damage rolls, or possible that it goes Zap Cannon, that we survive. Okay. We're dead to this, I'm pretty sure. It is Stab Tri-Attack, which is a consideration too. Alright, we just kill this with you. Alright, Tauros comes in. Tauros counters Khepri. This is going to be maybe Pursuit on the way out, which actually kind of sucks. I don't think it'll be Pursuit because... Why would it be, right? I'm a little worried now. I might want to switch Winston. If I switch Winston... Well, that's like just going to bait... So it's the same move on Khepri, but I would get the Intim up. Which could be useful. I think we just go Khepri straight. Okay, Headbutt. Brick Break, just kill him? Okay, we did just kill him, but we were outsped, which is not what I was expecting. This is Houndoom, Bite Smog, Roar, Flamethrower, straight Toadpool. Drops a Flamethrower. We want to... Brick Break is better here, because his defense sucks. Gyarados intimidates me. Okay, Gyarados on Poliwrath. This is going to be Strength. If I go to Winston on Strength, I can Intimidate, Beta Surf, and then go Flashbang, I think. So Strength. Surf. Nice. T-Bolt. And we outspeed the Gyarados. I was not expecting to outspeed the Gyarados. I could stay in on this. Because if I switch it to Amnesia, then it ends up doing, or taking less damage. Okay, great. So, yeah. So I guess we should have, like, planned more options for the Porygon Z, right? So ultimately, that was the problem here. Oh my god, leave. Because we didn't even have to use, like, Rigel in the back for much of anything. So if I had just brought less options for the later part of the team and more for the Porygon Z, I could have probably done this Deathless, but it is what it is. I'm not that salty. Like, Hitmonlee died properly in the line of battle to, like, bad RNG even, because literally the burn was the only way. Well, burn or, like, freeze or para. I guess potentially any effect from Tri-Attack could have saved the Porygon Z, but yeah. Anyway, is what it is. Alright, before we declare, we get 3 encounters. You get route, what, 44, Ice Path, and then 45? 45 being the one south of Blackthorn, 44 being before Ice Path. I think that's correct. Yeah, this is 44. I could have literally looked at the screen. It's there. It's on screen. We have an Adamant Pidgeotto for Route 44 encounter. I wanted Tangela for a grass type that did something, but we continue to have no grass types that do anything except for Skiploom. Adamant is kind of okay, but kind of not, because this thing does have some special moves. The IV spread, 31 HP. The other one's actually pretty okay, but at the end of the day, this is a Pidgeotto, and despite it having Feather Dance, I don't think we ever use this. However, our next 2 encounters are much more notable. Ice Path gets us a guaranteed Swinub. We could have rolled for a Sneasel, but if we miss the Sneasel, we get Jinx or Delibird, depending on where we went, and I didn't really want either of those. I felt better taking the guaranteed Swinub over the Dark type, which has eluded us the entire run. 20 attack, 21 defense, 18 speed seems pretty okay. I'm pretty okay with this guy all around. Plus special attack minus speed pretty bad, but whatever. You can't win everything. This seems fine. I'm happy with this. And on 45, we got Skarmory, which we've never had, so that seems fun. Keen Eye, Bashful. All around average IVs. If an average is like 16, then a 13 and 12 kind of level out a 19 and a 20. We don't really care about special attack and speed IVs so much. I mean, this seems fine too. This is perfectly fine. And a second steel type is welcome. Third steel type, actually. We have Fortress, who just never does anything, but we also have, you know, Magnezone. So, yeah, that's an okay set of 3. 1 complete dud and 2, like, solid encounters. Well, last time we fought Claire, it was a nightmare. But now we know what to expect. We're prepared. I think we got a pretty good team for this. I think it's going to be fine. But we'll see if that lives up to the truth or not. Dragonair versus Sylveon. We're going for the Moonblast kill out the gate. The Dunsparce comes in. Expected. We go to Chadley. This is Guts. If he gets a status effect on me, he just dies because of it. Alright, I guess Vital Throw? He survives? Unbelievable. Okay. Nice. Alright, Chadley's done his job. Intimidate lands here. This is Waterfall Gyarados. This is probably Fly. So we go to Gauss on the quad resist, expecting Fly. I can drop a fat T-Bolt. And take him right off the board. Huge. Lapras, I think we stay in. Body Slam, Rest, Surf, Ice Beam. Yeah, just go for it. Okay, we outspeed. That's actually wild. That hurts, but I'm fine. Alright, Kingdra. Leftover, Smokescreen, Surf, Hyper Beam, Dragon Breath. I might be dead to Surf here. I probably don't want to risk it. Let's go to Blueberry. It Smokescreens me. Smokescreens me again, but I hit it with a Play Rough. I think we switch to Violent. Misses a hit. Eat a Surf. Kill with a Moonblast, baby! That's a Deathless Claire. Let's fucking go. You gotta be kidding me! Why does the Quillfish outspeed me? It has Destiny Bot! I didn't even have to fight this guy, man! I feel like we did this last time, too. I feel like this exact thing happened previously. Alright, here's the encounters for the Victory Road Elite Four split. We get our Dragonair from Dragon Den, the special encounter with extreme speed. Always appears to be adamant, and always appears to have pretty good IVs. Either that or we've been really lucky both times we've gotten this. 31 defense, 20 special defense, 27 attack, 29 speed. This seems, you know, cracked, of course. It's shiny. I don't think it was shiny last time. This might legitimately be a shiny. We do have, like, really boosted shiny odds, though, so this is not that surprising. But yeah, great Pokemon, just not for the Elite Four. We never got our Whirl Islands encounter. In looking at the encounter tables, since we didn't roll for a seal to help with Claire like we did in the previous attempt, looking at the encounter tables, we actually had a guaranteed Horsey if we surfed. I decided to take it for the extra Dragon type. Seemed okay. Quiet, Swift Swim, pretty okay IVs. I mean, special defense and defense being high on this is good. That's mostly what I'm thinking. I guess it's actually pretty bad, because special attack and HP are both 3s. So bad IVs, never mind. But a pretty okay nature with plus special attack minus speed. Not the best nature. Minus speed is actually kind of bad too, but whatever. Point is, we have a Kingdra now. After that, we went to the Victory Road direction, where we get a Brave Goldeen, which I guess is a thing. 31 HP is, I guess, a thing. This goes in the junk box and never gets used, though, because it's a Goldeen. Let's be real. That's the only available encounter we had in Tojo Falls. This is literally it. There was no other possible options. Probably good to dupe this out of other water tables later, maybe. Who knows? We got the Arbok on Route 27 again, and it was Shed Skin again, and it's got a bad nature again, minus attack. 30 HP IV with 27 defense would be really good if this had Intimidate, but since it doesn't, it's worthless. So there's that. I mean, it is a knockoff user. Maybe there's some use for this somewhere as a sack. Route 26. In addition to it taking the life of the boy we just saw, we received a nice little girl in the form of a Squirtle, Emmys, Torrent, and Lax. Lax is probably pretty good for a Blastoise. IVs leave a little bit to be desired, but aren't the worst. Honestly, speed is probably one of the best places to have a 0. The Lax makes up a little bit for the defense IV. 29 special attack, 31 HP are pretty good on a Blastoise. This feels pretty good. I'm pretty okay with this. But we have plenty of water types, so I'm not sure like where conceptually we'd find a slot to ever use a Blastoise. But I can't be mad about it, I guess. Sturdy, Hasty Donphan was our Victory Road encounter. Minus defense plus speed on a Donphan does not seem very good. 25 defense, 29 HP, 23 special defense. I mean, it's a bulky Donphan. Sure, this is okay. I guess this just kind of, again, goes into the question mark of, like, where am I going to use this? I guess if I specifically want a ground type over a water ground or a ground flying, then that does give it a niche, because this is actually our only true straight ground type, so I guess. But yeah, I was hoping for the Murkrow. I really wanted the Murkrow. And we lost every chance to get a Murkrow this run, so we continue to have no dark types, which is something. Time for the rival fight. Last battle before Victory Road. I did not like min-max this team with the idea of like who's going to the Elite Four, just like make sure they didn't die. But I'm not too concerned about this fight overall. We're leading Heracross into the Ursa Ring with Brick Break. We expect to outspeed and kill. We do. Tyranitar comes in. I think I just go for this. I don't see any reason to switch. I had brought Poliwrath as the counter for that. I didn't really look at like who'd come in. So Heracross is incredible in this game as an encounter for this rival fight, because you swoop the first Mon, bait in the second Mon, and kill that one too, which is huge. Houndoom comes in. Do we think we outspeed a Houndoom? 108 speed on this thing? What do we think a Houndoom is? I'm going to check. I think I outspeed this. If I was betting, if I was going to guess blind, I would like truly blind, I would think we outspeed this. 95 base speed on Houndoom. Heracross base speed is 85. Ooh. We are 22 speed IV. And we have... Oh, we have 8 levels? I think we outspeed. Yeah. I think the level difference is what does that. That's incredible, then. That we sweep 3 with Heracross. This is honestly the first fight where Heracross has been, like, exceptional. Heracross, unfortunately, was kind of outclassed by Hitmonlee, which is probably why Heracross conspired with me to get Hitmonlee killed. Sorry, this was Golbat. This is Evasion Golbat, right? Okay, so when we fought the Chikorita rival, this was Toxic Double Team Confuse Ray Golbat. So my counter for this should be you with Shockwave. So assuming it's the same set, it in fact is. Now we can just Shockwave this, and he'll just spam Double Team like a moron. Alright, Victory Bell comes in. Everybody's taking sand damage. Counter for this is Rabies. He does want to sleep. We have a Lumberry, though. I wasn't sure. So we've never fought the Victory Bell in Victory Road, of course, because this used to be the Meganium. So I couldn't count on what like status effects it would have. So right before this rival fight, I ran down Route 46 because I saw in the documentation there were Lumberries down there somewhere. And so we got our first 5 Lumberries specifically to have one for this fight. For Alligator, I'm counting on Lantern beating. That looks pretty good to me. That looks like we win. We outspeed it too. Lantern, goated. You know who wouldn't die to a Focus Blast? Lantern. You know who wouldn't die to a Quillfish Destiny Bond? Lantern. You know who would die to both of those? Fucking Magnezone. I think the right child survived. Anyway, next time we'll move on to the Elite Four.